If you're loving this podcast, be sure to check out the full lineup. From news and local politics to sports and true crime. Find your next great listen right now at duluthnewstribune.com/podcasts. That's duluthnewstribune.com/podcasts.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Thursday, April 13th. I'm Wyatt Buckner with the Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. Water from a record-deep snowpack melting fast in 60-degree temperatures is overwhelming natural and human-made systems across the Northland this week. It is filling creeks, rivers, and ditches and spilling around culverts, over roads, into basements, and even into sanitary sewage systems. Worse yet, up to an inch of rain is forecast for Friday night into Saturday, with some snow to follow, adding more water into the mix and leading officials to say widespread flooding is possible. The St. Louis County Sheriff's Office, National Weather Service, the Duluth Fire Department, and other officials held a joint briefing Wednesday to warn residents of the potential flooding dangers. Inmates at both the Duluth Federal Prison and Northeast Regional Corrections Center facility were busy Wednesday, filling sandbags to be ready if needed by county crews or the public, said Dewey Johnson, St. Louis County Emergency Operations Director. Meanwhile, the St. Louis River at Scanlon is expected to reach flood stage by Saturday, with minor flooding occurring in that area. The Mississippi River near Aitkin could begin causing flooding issues over the weekend as well. Some county roads in the Floodwood Meadowlands area were already inundated and closed Wednesday, but county officials said they hope to have those reopened soon. Highway 13 in the Port Wing area along Wisconsin's south shore of Lake Superior also was closed. Pete Johnson, Assistant Chief of the Duluth Fire Department, said city public works crews are busy trying to de-ice as many of the city's 3,000 culverts as possible to facilitate the flow of water so urban flooding doesn't occur. But he said large amounts of debris, including trees down in the December ice and snowstorms, could end up clogging creeks, ditches, and culverts. Duluth officially had 30 inches of snow on the ground as of April 1st, only one of 4 times in recorded history that much snow has hung on until April. Spring's sudden arrival after one of the snowiest winters on record is quickly sending snowmelt into the region's sanitary sewer systems, risking a release of raw sewage into Lake Superior. The Western Lake Superior Sanitary District, a sewage treatment facility in Duluth's Lincoln Park neighborhood that treats sewage for 17 cities and townships, received more than 3 times its average daily flow. It peaked at 120 million gallons per day compared to its average daily flow of 38 million gallons, WLSSD said in a news release Wednesday. The maximum design capacity is 140 million gallons per day. Overflows of raw sewage into Lake Superior were once common, happening almost every time there was heavy rain, but a federal court order and more than $160 million in infrastructure investment largely solved the problem. That so-called inflow and infiltration problem was caused when clean rainwater pushed into sewage pipes across the region, overwhelming the capacity of the lines and pump stations. No matter how well the sewage plant worked under normal flows, it couldn't treat waste that spilled out before it got there. Often millions of gallons of untreated sewage rain mix poured into the lake. Giant storage basins catch overflow and local efforts continue to replace the leaky pipes and disconnect sump pumps that allow rain into the sewer pipes. The efforts have mostly worked, with releases in the last 11 years rare. The system experienced an overflow during the historic June 2012 flood, and the city of Duluth, which sends its sewage to WLSSD, reported 5.7 million gallons of wastewater, including untreated sewage, overflowed into Lake Superior after the city's 12.5 million gallons of added storage capacity were overwhelmed in a 2-day rain in March 2016. Singer, songwriter, therapist, and activist Deanna Johnson, also known as DJ, a Duluthian who led the popular band Afro Geode and the Gemstones, died Monday at age 35. Johnson's death was sudden, said her husband, Steve Carrolls, and the exact cause remains unknown pending the results of an autopsy. He said it's possible she had a pulmonary embolism. Johnson recently had surgery after breaking her ankle, and it could be a complication from her surgery, Carroll said. Afro Geode and the Gemstones shared the news in a Tuesday post on Facebook. Quote, "Today is an unbelievably hard day. Yesterday we lost one of the strongest, kindest, badass women we have ever had the pleasure of calling our friend, bandmate, band leader, and family." End quote. Community members reacted with an outpouring of sorrow and tributes to Johnson's legacy. Afro-Geode and the Gemstones were scheduled to play upcoming events including the Duluth Homegrown Music Festival and Bend Paddle's Festiversary, and had recently finished recording an upcoming album. Johnson was raised in St. Paul, where she was adopted into a large interracial family. She earned a bachelor's degree from the University of Wisconsin-Stout and a master's degree in social work from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. In 2012, after completing graduate school, she moved to Duluth for a job at Northwood Children's Services and eventually landed what Carol's called her dream job as a student therapist and intercultural specialist at the College of St. Scholastica. She married Carol's last summer in Solon Springs. Johnson reached a wide local audience starting in 2021 when she founded Afro-Geode and the Gemstones as a live band to perform at Duluth Superior Pride. Recently, Johnson curated and performed at a sold-out Studio 4 concert called Jazzy, Classy, Query. Johnson and the band just recorded an album. Carol said he thought music could potentially have become Johnson's main focus, quote, "Really, first and foremost, that's her calling. She's a healer, and that ties in directly with her music because she was healing with her music," end quote. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought to you by the News Tribune's Northlandia podcast.
Good Thursday, Duluth. Partly cloudy skies today and cooler temperatures around 46 degrees. A bit of a wind off of the lake at about 15 to 25 miles an hour. Overnight tonight, mainly cloudy down to 35 degrees. And we will be tracking a few more clouds as we head into your Friday. Temperatures up a skosh, close to the low 50s. And as we get into the weekend, back down into the 40s for Saturday, we'll be tracking chances for some scattered rain showers across the area. Some snow may mix in Saturday night and turn over to some light snow showers on Sunday, with high temperatures barely making it into the 30s, and of course the stronger wind to boot. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Jesse Ritka.
Thank you to the Northlandia podcast for their support. The weekly podcast explores curious and unique stories here in the Northland. Each episode celebrates the region's distinctive people, places, and history. You can find all the episodes of Northlandia at duluthnewstribune.news or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by John Myers, Jimmy Loverin, and Jay Gabler. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.